As he's seen our reports, he knows what's going to happen next.
The cops are here, so you can arrest me if you want. I mean, look at me. Do you think I would do something like that? I'm very professional.
Well, I see a lot of people coming here who are very professional.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grimm. Time for another classic TCAP episode. So I do promise there is still a Big Ed episode coming up next, but there actually wasn't much content in the next episode that I watched. So out of fear of like using up all that content right away, I'm gonna make sure we pace out the videos. So today we're doing a classic TCAP reaction, and this one is quite insane because this dude has obviously seen the show before. He pretty much instantly recognizes Chris Hansen, which hasn't really happened too many times that I've seen, and he thinks that just because he knows of the show means that he can get out of it somehow. I don't know what his thought process is, but it's quite insane, and this dude is very cocky, thinking that he can just talk his way out of this after he's been caught trying to meet up with his decoy. But without any further ado, let's just get right on into it and react together, shall we?
Hey!
Dateline hired this 18-year-old actress to play the part of the 20-year-old Home Alone, and the men seem happy to see her. Like 30-year-old Jaswinder Chima, a sales manager for a large electronics company. Online, he calls himself exclusively in it.
So this is our guy today. His name online is exclusively in it. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but he apparently works at either Radio Shack or Best Buy. Basically a normal dude. And I don't know about these guys, but if I was like pulling up to this house and immediately brought to the back, and the entire time the person is distancing themselves from me and they're like, oh yeah, I gotta do some random BS thing, that's when you just run. Like, obviously these guys are messed up for showing up at this house in the first place, but again, it's just such weird behavior for them when they're meeting this decoy. How do they not already have a bad gut feeling about this? And how are these guys not ready to run at the drop of a hat if something goes wrong? Like, that's just how far delusional they are, that they think this is really gonna happen, and they're just so excited that they go with it.
Hey, I made some lemonade. Sit down for me. I'm gonna go change the night. Well, hang on. You gotta be patient for that.
Just a hug?
No hug for me?
I'm sorry?
No hug for me? Why don't you have a seat right over there for me?
No.
Oh, yes. You can tell this guy has seen this show just based off of that instant reaction. Chris comes around from the back like, come on, bro, you don't have to hug her, but maybe I can get a little hug, which also I love that intro. But as soon as he sees Chris Hansen's face and the stack of papers in his hand, you know who Chris Hansen is when you see him if you've seen this show. He instantly realizes his life is over, and he kind of has an awkward response here, as if it's like a jovial laughing thing, and he's just like, oh no, you guys got me, didn't you? Oh crap, I knew it. You know what? I thought something funny was afoot, but I still walked over here. This is just a big funny joke. Anyways, let's skip the whole cop thing and just let me go for free, huh? Since I'm a fan of the show, please. I promise I'll watch every episode of my family after this if you just let me go right now. Thanks.
I think I know what this is.
Please sit down.
I'm not for that, seriously. You're probably gonna arrest me?
I'm not going to arrest you.
Cops will probably. I'm sorry, I'm not here really to do anything, though.
He claims the girl he was coming to meet is 19.
Instantly spills out with the classic response of he's not here to do anything, which doesn't explain why they take such long freaking trips to this house in the middle of the night when they think no one else is home. Obviously you were planning on doing something, but as we see, this guy is just nervous and the excuses start pouring out of his mouth instantly. I mean, it's gotta be a crushing feeling, not only knowing that you're caught, but unlike the rest of the guys who are caught and don't quite know what's going on, he's caught and knows instantly that one, he's being taped, and this tape will be broadcast across the country, which again, at this time of filming, this show was on top of the world. I remember I would watch some episodes back in the day trying to, like, you know, understand what was going on, but I was still a little bit too young to get a lot of the comedy or the things that they were talking about. But I know a lot of households in America were watching this at the time, so yeah, that's one angle to it. And the second thing is he knows he's pretty much instantly going to be arrested as soon as he leaves this awkward encounter. So it's just a lost for him, and this guy's life is crumbling before his very eyes, which is a beautiful sight to behold.
Now, I've got the entire transcript here, and no place does it say that she's 19. I mean, you can go through it if you
No,
find
I
it, you
believe.
can tell me.
How old did she say she was?
13.
Wow.
And of course, you know this decoy said that multiple times. They don't really have the evidence to bring the guy over unless they've explicitly said the age multiple times. So the fact that this guy is acting all fake surprised is pretty hilarious. Like, he really is just thinking that he can fake act confused this entire time, and just since he knows what's going on and apparently is smart enough to realize what the show is, that he should get a free pass. But it really does not work that way, and this guy's delusional for thinking it does.
So you didn't even notice that she was 13?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I have never ever been with a minor.
And how old are you?
I'm 20, actually, 28, yeah.
28.
Yeah.
Yeah. You sure?
I'm positive.
Actually, he's 30.
And then he lies about his age for some reason, which I guess the 3 starting in that age and the 30 makes you sound really old and creepy, and for some reason in his head he thought 28 sounded better, but either one of those ages is way too old to be talking to this decoy online, so you're a creep either way. You might as well say your real age, because now you just look like an absolute liar, which, I mean, I don't expect any of these guys to not lie in this position, but at least be kind of good at it, or understand there's certain things you can't lie about that well, because, well, he has a stack of papers that proves otherwise that he can read pretty much instantly that's been highlighted for him, and he can see the exact details of your pretty much entire being.
I'm on video.
Right now, yes, you're
Can
on.
we turn that off, please?
No, we can't.
Where is the police? I know what's going to happen.
It turns out, exclusively in it,
What do you do for a
knows exactly what he's just walked into.
And holy cow, hopefully you guys cannot hear the rain that just started on my roof, but we gotta finish this voiceover up. Anyways, mid-storm we're gonna be recording this, but this guy just thinks that he can ask politely to have the cameras turned off, which shows to me maybe he hasn't seen the show, because obviously, dude, that is not a freaking possibility. Have you ever seen them turn off the cameras for any one of these guys that obviously asked for them to turn it off? Like, that's the first instinct for a lot of people, and he thinks that just because he asked politely, they're gonna be like, yep, all right guys, stop recording, let's just catch this one in private. Like, no, that's the whole point of the show, is to shame other people out of doing this same act, and to shame you publicly for doing the act yourself. So you're screwed pretty much, buddy.
I've watched your show on Dateline. I would never do that.
So you've seen the show?
Yeah, I mean,
So
I
you've
already...
seen the show and you showed up here anyway?
I didn't know she was 13. I'm sorry.
Come on, though, but it says right there.
Bro, I didn't know. I'm a big fan of your show, and I wasn't expecting her to be, you know, on the show. Like, I was really thinking I was talking to someone that was interested in me. I would have never come here to interrupt your guys' filming if I knew that this is what was going on. Like, clearly I'm not one of those creeps. You should be out there catching creeps. I feel like I'm wasting precious tape right now because you guys accidentally got an innocent, normal guy caught up in all of this, and you instead should be chasing after the really creepy ones that are out here doing this bad stuff. Like, I'm not one of those guys. Can we turn the cameras off, please?
Could you please turn the camera off?
I cannot do that.
Instead, I remind him who I am.
Chris Hansen,
Arrest me.
Dateline NBC.
I know, arrest me, please. I'm here.
And the big cameras come out.
Then obviously you're...
And this absolute punk interrupts the reveal. He's all like, I already know. No, just please put me in cuffs. Where are the freaking cops? I know what this is, bro. You don't have to give me this spiel. Like, no, that's the best part, you freaking jerk. You just ruined this whole payoff for all of us. Well, not actually, because this one's actually very unique, with you literally begging to not be on the show and knowing what the show is in general. So I guess it's still pretty spicy. Let's keep going.
Well, I mean, I know the police is going to arrest me, so where do you want me to go and be arrested? I can explain to the police. I mean, look at me. Do you think I would do something like that? I'm very professional.
Well, I see a lot of people coming here who are very professional.
He's really just trying to speed run this entire appearance on this show. I don't know if he's just, you know, trying to be as quick as possible because he's worried about the whole cop step, or he just really wants to get this over, obviously. But what another genius excuse from this guy. I'm professional, look at me. How could I possibly be creepy? Like, dude, have you seen this show actually? I know you probably have, but almost every episode that we have seen is someone from a pretty high up profession at times. You know what I mean? Like, your professionality level does not matter when it comes to being creepy. And if we're being honest, you reach a certain professionality and a certain richness that a lot of people are creepy at that level. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a good example or a good gauge of how weird you are as a person.
The police are staked out in the garage of the house next door. As a man exits the backyard, law enforcement moves in and then makes the arrest.
So yeah, they've wrapped this up after they realize they're really not going to get too much out of this guy, and a bulk of it is going to be in the interrogation, which we're going to see 1 or 2 clips of here, because this guy continues to be incredibly cocky during the entire interview process, thinking that he can somehow just smooth talk his way out of this. But again, none of that strategy is going to work today.
I mean, you can talk to Chris. When I said, you know, I know who you are. I've seen the show many, many times. I mean, we talk about it at work. I would never do anything like that. Why am I being arrested? I haven't really done anything.
And this guy is just completely missing the point. He thinks every time he references the show and his knowledge of the show before coming here somehow proves that he was innocent. I really don't know how you can jump through any amount of mental hula hoops to reach that conclusion. Like, he hasn't even made a good case for himself because he doesn't really connect that to his innocence at all. Like, you still showed up to the house, so that is you being guilty, okay? The only time he flipped his attitude is when he saw Chris finally and was like, oh, I am on the show. But just because you thought there might be a chance you'd be on the show before you showed up doesn't change a damn thing, dude.
We prevented it. We prevented it from happening.
So why am I still arrested, though?
Because you came up here to...
I know, but that part is over. Whatever happened, I mean, don't you think I should be let go now.
And just listen to this guy. This is a case of why you need a lawyer before you speak to the police, because the average person, or at least this guy, is entirely too stupid to be having this conversation and trying to prove his own innocence. So of course, after this easy line of questioning, this was pretty much a slam dunk by the police here. He gets taken away and is set with like a $30,000 bond or something, and pretty much his entire life has been changed from this point, which is a good thing. Again, when we go over these cases, that's what you want from these guys, because the less people on the street like this, the better. And unfortunately, this show is not going on anymore, so we can't catch these creeps. But I want you guys to let me know what you thought of this classic episode, what you thought of Big Brain Sheen here, who, I mean, I'm sorry, that is just the comparison I have to make. That is a 5-head if I've ever seen one, bro. You gotta give up on the hairline here and maybe just shave it. You could look better bald, but I guess I don't really care about your looks since you're a creep. So yeah, that about does it for today's video. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching until the very end. Make sure you check out my Twitch if you haven't already. I'm streaming over there sometimes, you know, various games, including Forza, something I've been really enjoying lately. But yeah, until next time, peace out.